Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or whatever we are. Sorry, I had my slide on the wrong page. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome, WordPress folks. Welcome, St. Petersburg, Tampa, Lakeland, and any other places you may be watching us from. We are WordPress St. Petersburg. I am Jim Drew, and below me is Elaine Simmons. Hi. We are live on live stream on StreamYard. If you are watching us from Facebook or YouTube, you welcome. I'm glad you joined our call. So we are, again, WordPress St. Petersburg. This is our Ask Us Anything crowdsourcing WordPress support workshop. If you do join our call, we're going to keep you in the little green room. You'll be able to hear us, and we'll let you know when we're going to bring you in. Okay. WordPress St. Petersburg meets monthly on the first Tuesday of the month at 6:30 p.m. We're doing online only this year. I need to change that year. I just recognize it says 2021. I need to say 2022. Our Meetup website is meetup.com/WordPress St. Petersburg with hyphens in between the two. Our website is wptampabay.org. When you go to our website, you'll see all of our communication channels are listed in the very top of the page. You can get to our Slack chat, our Facebook group, and our meetups. We are a member of the WordPress Tampa Bay Network, which is a loosely affiliated group of meetup groups across Tampa Bay, including Tampa, St. Petersburg, Newport Richey, Brandon, Valrico? No, Bradenton. No, Brandon Valrico. Gosh. I always forget where they are. And now Lakeland, because I'm here. Our upcoming meetups and events. The next three are all going to look like the exact same slide. Next week, next month, on April 5th, we'll be doing another one of these Ask Us Anythings. And the month after that, on May 3rd, we'll be doing another one of these until we come up with a new idea for what we're going to be doing. We're all working a lot right now, so honestly trying to stress our brain cells over the pandemic, Corona, the multivariants of Corona, and the war in the Ukraine right now is just a little bit much. So I'm just happy we're here. That's how I look at it. Okay, we are looking for speakers though. So if you have any experience in WordPress, web design, front end or back end, plugin reviews, theme reviews, anything pertinent to web design, we'd love to have you speak for us. We also do talk a lot about entrepreneurial stuff. So like if you're a self-starter, you've started your own business and you have some good points, suggestions, tools that you like using as a self-employed person, we'd love to talk about that too. If you've never spoken in public before, it's not a problem. Usually when you're on these calls, you're really only talking to me and Elaine and Jen and Travis, and you really don't even recognize the fact you're talking to thousands of people out there, or in this case, one viewer. We're also great for your resume, your LinkedIn, or your Twitter, so it's worth doing. If you want to talk at one of our events, just go to our website, click the little speakers menu, and click the call for speakers button. Code of conduct tonight, there is no stupid questions except the one you didn't ask. We're going to limit question discussion to like 10 to 15 minutes. Any more than that, and you should be hiring a consultant. And everyone gets to speak, but no crosstalk, please. That just keeps us from cutting off each other's mics on these calls. So if you have dialed into the call, we're using StreamYard, and the invite link is posted on both Facebook and YouTube chat. When you join that link, it tells you how to set up your microphone and your camera so that you can join the call. It's pretty straightforward, and you'll actually be asked to test those two connections. The most important thing is if you are also currently watching the stream on another window on Facebook or YouTube, please either close that window completely or mute it. You'll know if that window is talking, because if you're on Chrome or Firefox or Safari or any of those and you got the little tab going, there'll be a little speaker, like a little microphone speaker, little icon up there going if it's got sound coming through it. And if it's got sound coming through it, when you join the call, you will create a reverberating echo, and it'll be a nightmare, and I will have to mute you. Okay? That's pretty much it. So we're going to get started with our questions. One of our folks who's on our list has actually already decided to join the call. So I'm going to put her question up first. I think that's the same one. It's from Long Turf Equipment Pros. They cannot add, edit, or delete anything on my page browse inventory. I just get red lines when I click in the page. I kind of need to see what this is going to look like, so we're going to bring you in, okay? I think you have joined the call. I don't know your name. At least I don't think I do, unless Elaine has gotten it. Did you get it, Elaine?
Let me see.
Not yet. Okay. We'll just bring her in. Hey there. How are you?
Good.
Oh, let me fix those screens. There we go. That's better. Okay. What's your name? Julie. Hi, Julie. Thank you for calling.
This is pretty boy behind me. Hi, Bird.
Oh, hi, pretty boy.
I keep him quiet.
Okay, no worries. So, what are you seeing on your website that you're having the issues with? Is it like in the WordPress backend?
Yeah, when I'm logged in and I go to all pages and I hit browse inventory, it's.
Can you share your screen? There's a little button at the bottom. If you look at the bottom where it says like stop cam, settings, etc., there should be a share button on there. Do you have that
on the StreamYard, you mean?
Yeah, on StreamYard. Do you have that button?
Okay, and hit share screen?
Yeah.
But how do I know which screen I'm going to share?
When you click the... Oh, let me stop ours, and I will... Hang on, I think I already did that.
I need to get out of all this?
Let me stop my screen sharing, and I'll show you kind of... If you're going in there, let me see if I can show you without being too annoying. Okay. Let's see. Window, Chrome, StreamYard. There we go. All right. This is going to be very interesting. Whoa, look at that little infinity world. But okay. Let me get rid of this little message here real quick. When you're in here, nope, that's not going to work. Can't show you and show you at the same time. So that's not going to work. Okay. When you click share screen, the very first option at the very bottom says share screen. You've got the option of sharing your entire screen or sharing a window or sharing your browser tab. So in this case, what you probably want to do is just share your Chrome tab if you're using Chrome.
Screen sharing is easiest with two monitors. With computer.
Yeah, if you've got two monitors going, it may ask you to share one monitor, and you can share that one if that's where you've got the browser at.
Okay, so hit entire screen, window, or Chrome tab. Hit Chrome tab.
Chrome tab's probably easiest, and that way you can just share the tab that is your website backend.
Wait, you hit now?
Not yet. Oh, I will in a second. There we go. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, show us where you're running into the problem at. We can see all of that.
Then I hit edit. And then I can't do anything. See the red line?
Do me a favor.
Yep.
While you're inside that editor there, take your mouse, because you notice how there's a lot of little red lines?
Yes.
Click far to the left and just kind of click and drag over all of that. Yeah, I thought so. That's weird.
Yeah, I know. Now, if I stop there, but if I go back up here.
Yeah, it looks like you've got... That's all code.
Yeah, and I hit preview changes, my thing comes up. I have a basic website. I don't have a shopping cart or anything. I'm not
right.
secured or anything.
But it looks like you're using... It looks like you've got... Because that's the visual window, and that's all code. That's what I'm seeing.
What happened
Let's see text. Let's see the text.
Do it. Yeah, click the text button and let me see what you got.
Yeah, it just says the same thing.
It's all white though? That's so weird.
That's weird.
Because what happened was...
It's almost like you've got a... Are you using some kind of a builder?
What happened was I have it with CenturyLink Aluminum, or Savis, that they actually built it. And then...
Okay.
I kept running into problems, so then they kept walking me through every time I had a problem. But then now, just recently, I went to users and then all users, and I had this one and I had another one as the EV. So I clicked them off as administrator and put me in, and then ever since then, I can't do anything with the page.
Okay. Do you have a backup of the site before you did all of that?
They were taking care of everything for me.
Okay. What kind of a host are you on? Are you like on GoDaddy or one of those?
There's Aluminum.
Okay, what you want to do is reach out to your hosting company and find out what their last backup was. Because what you're going to want to do is actually restore that site and kind of work. Because what happened is more than likely there's some settings that were configured for that one of those admins, and my guess is that's when things got broken. Because I want to look at your plugins too in just a minute. Because you've got no, don't click that. Click the where it says plugins down there.
Plugins, yeah.
Yeah, click that. Your installed plugins, and let's look at your list of plugins. Let's see, classic editor, contact form. Keep scrolling down. That's not a lot of plugins. That's really weird.
I just go in and I just do my browse inventory page. I don't do anything else. I just let everything's been the same. But it's when I sell equipment, I put sold on it or I take it off. I add new, and I can't do anything now ever since I went into the user and took that off of there because I couldn't do.
Yeah, what you want to definitely do is you want to restore it so that your site is back to where it was when you had those users on it. And then what you want to do is actually just change the email address of those users so that they're all an email that you own. And that way they can't access your site. Because more than likely what's happened is that something about one of those users has special permissions.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Can you do me another favor? Would you click on where it says Lawn and Equipment Pros at the top with a little, not the W, but the one beside it? No, you're not multi-site. So, because that's the only thing I think of. I mean, you don't have a lot of plugins here. You don't have really a lot that could be causing any weird issues there, but you've got something funky going on.
If you go in the dashboard, they put me back to the...
Yeah, because you're listing 7 updates.
Yeah, it's updating. They set it up that way where I won't get, I guess, behind, like on the site health screen.
Okay.
I get emails saying that it's been updated.
So it looks like can you go back into users again? Are you an admin?
Yeah, all users. Before it was V there, and then underneath it was SGDEV. And I deleted it off of there, not knowing what I was doing. And now I can't, because it wouldn't let me
it would ask you. Usually it would ask you and say, do you want to transfer all the posts made by Vivian
to you?
You. And you would say, yes, transfer them. But it didn't ask you, or you didn't notice, or?
I didn't see anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, you may have something else going on here.
If I hit search user, should I put that in there?
No, you don't. You don't have anything there. If they're not listed, they're not there. Yeah, because you've only got you and the administrator, and that's it. So they're gone. The only way to get it back to where it was before is to do a restore, and that would be my suggestion.
They have to do that because they're my host, Aluminum. Okay.
Yeah, your hosting company can do that for you. They should have at least one last good backup, and you want to
make sure it's a date before you did this deleting.
Yeah, and take a look at appearance. I want to see what theme you're running there. Maybe that has something to do with this.
Click on themes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing is the themes. I'm staying on the older, I guess
Well, your Accelerate is your theme. So your front page, I mean, what's the website URL?
Lawnandturf.com. Spell it and.
Lawnandturf.com. Got it. Yeah, your site looks fine. It doesn't look like that example of Accelerate, but
yeah.
I've never seen a theme do what it's doing, where it's putting the code into the actual theme visual editor like that. Because that's what's wrong. That's why you can't see anything.
Right.
It's because the code is there. It's just not visible because it's all white text. You know what I mean?
Right, okay.
So that's why you can't see it. I had a feeling when I saw the little red lines where you were pointing at them, and there were a couple more than one. I said, "Yep, you got the text there. It's just not, you can't see it." So if you know what you're doing inside that code, then it shouldn't be a problem to go in and fix it. But I don't think you're supposed to be seeing all that code unless you're used to seeing
Not
that
in a
code.
visual editor, anyway.
Not in the visual editor. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you used to seeing all that code?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so. All right,
I
just
just
checking.
I just have a problem now with Luminum because they've always been helpful. Or if my site went down, they would get it back up again.
Do you know
now,
approximately how long ago you made that change so that you know, was it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? Was it last month? So that you know what to ask them.
Yeah, you want to definitely tell them when,
How far they got to go
Yeah, I
back.
have it. Yeah, I have a what do you call when you call in and they give you a confirmation code or something?
Yeah.
You called in. Yeah, I have that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go back,
Yeah.
but they're just giving me a hard time now, where they won't. You have to go to WordPress, and I really need to get involved more. Do you know where you could get involved more with WordPress? Like, can you hire somebody you could get like a training or something?
Well, I mean, there is training available. We talked about this in our last call last week. Sounds like our phone's going off.
Yeah.
We have a link. If you go to our website, let me stop sharing your screen real quick, and I will share ours real fast. Hang on. Where did I put our website? If you need to get that, go ahead, and because I can I can copy the link into the chat if you can catch it there.
Go ahead. Okay.
All right, let's see. Oh, there's Travis. Hey, Travis. All right, let me share my screen real quick, and I'll show you how to get to our training, okay? The training we recommend is by LinkedIn Learning. It's lynda.com, but lynda.com was bought by LinkedIn Learning, and it's available. I don't know, are you in Tampa or St. Pete?
So where am I?
Uh-huh.
I'm in Lake Placid.
Okay, Lake Placid, New York. Okay,
No,
you should
Florida.
still be able... Lake
Florida.
Placid, Florida. Okay, I didn't...
Yeah,
sorry,
we're
my
2
bad.
hours from Tampa.
Okay.
I
If
get
you've
that all
got
the
a...
time.
If you have a public library there, you can actually
Yeah.
get access to LinkedIn Learning for free through the library system. Hang on
Lincoln Learning.
I'll show you. Hang on just a
Okay.
second. Let me see. Chrome tab. And that would be WordPress Tampa Bay. There we go. Okay. All right. Here's our website. If you go to WordPress support and frequently asked questions, I don't know anything about WordPress. Do you offer beginner training? That whole block of stuff right there. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's wptampabay.org.
WP Tampa Bay.
.org.
.org. Okay.
Yeah.
And you click on
And
that
just
right
go
hand
to-
corner up there.
Yeah, WordPress support and then frequently asked questions. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, anytime. All right. Well, thank you for calling in. I wish we could help you more, but yeah, that's one of those weird ones.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. When it's
Come
that
back.
when it's that
Come back,
broken.
come back
yeah.
next month and tell us how you did. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah. Great.
Okay, that'd be great. Okay.
Okay. So I just click
right.
off of here now? Leave studio?
Yeah, I'll drop you out of the call, and thank you for joining, Julie. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Chat with you soon. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay. I'll go ahead and kick from the studio. There we go. All right. Okay. I think she already dropped. Okay, cool. So, all right. Our next question on the list was from Ann Barca. What is the best practice for naming pages that will be updated and will have many incoming links? I'm thinking there's probably like a two-part question there. Oh, wow, we got 4 viewers already. That's good. Just noticed that. Okay. If you're going to be naming pages to be updated and have many incoming links, if you mean that you're going to be changing the name, then you need to make sure that you have a 301 redirect configured on your site. Redirection is a plugin that makes this really easy. Let me do a quick little share again.
I mean, it does depend on, what kind of content it is. It might be one
Yeah.
of those posts where it's like, best web hosts, where it's like the post title is 2020, best web host of 2022. But the plugin slot could always just be, or the page slot could always be best web hosts.
Yeah, that's
You know.
perfect example. Yeah, like I have to do what do you call it? Like every time, when our meetups get synced from Event Calendar, they come in with the really long, hideous name, but they're not really getting any traffic yet. So the minute that I connect them up with Meetup.com and YouTube and Facebook and set up their upcoming broadcasts, I automatically re-edit their slugs at that point. But I also use redirection so that anything that may have gotten if it's gotten a name redirection, it automatically repoints to the new name. And
Right.
that's what redirection does for you. It can actually do it automatically.
Which Yoast doesn't support that, right? The automatic.
No, they don't.
rules?
I don't believe. I don't think so anyway. I could be wrong. At least I've never.
I've been trying to use the Yoast redirect option just to have one less plugin in there doing that kind of
Yeah,
thing. at
I
the
get
same
that.
time.
Me, I like redirection because I keep it for catching any of those odd 404s,
Yeah.
and that's one thing.
No, it's a
Yoast
great
doesn't-
plugin for sure. Like I'm definitely use that
Yeah,
plugin for sure.
Yeah. I just like it for that, and I have it automatically clean its database like once every month or so, that kind of thing. Because if they're still doing 404s after a month, I don't give a damn. I only care about 404s that are current. So
Well, usually Google will let you know when they have found an
yeah,
error.
but
like
who
that.
looks at Google?
Right?
I know.
Well, it
I'm
helps
one of
you.
the
It
worst.
helps you if you lean on them. They say, "Hey, I see this error."
Yeah. But to Travis's point, but yeah, if you have a page that you're going to be constantly updating with different information, you want to make sure that the slug is closer to the SEO search parameter name, and just change and don't make the date be a part of it.
Yeah.
So
Because most people, like, if they're looking, assuming this is what kind of content you're creating, like, say they're looking for a best of,
yeah,
they're not necessarily looking for best of and then typing in the year. They're just looking
Yeah.
for, they type in the best search query,
yeah, exactly. All right, this next question is actually kind of it scrolled over, but the gist of it is we're working on building the Hope Museum for women here in Tampa. The person who created the website is not available. We need help in making some changes in creating a store for selling items as part of our fundraising effort, and that's from Bill Suffolkar. Bill, what you want to do is join our Facebook group and post that question, because that goes out to the entire community here in Tampa, and somebody will pick that up and reach out to you. The other option is come onto our Slack chat, which is also linked from our wptampabay.org, and go that route as well. So the other option, since it is a nonprofit, is to check out Tech for Good. And let me do a quick little banner for them. That is Tech for Good, or Tech Soup. Add banner. You want to go check those out, because Tech for Good Tampa is a group that meets probably weekly. They do it online primarily, but they are a organization that puts technology in touch with nonprofits. So it is one of the best places you can go if you're brand new to this and trying to get help immediately. Erica is really excellent about putting people in touch with other people. So, and TechSoup is a resource for nonprofits to get access to technology of all kinds. And they also have a resource directory of programmers, developers, etc. Okay. All right, next question in the list. Let's see, I'm just churning on through them. We just did Lawn Turf Equipment Pro, so we will do this one. My main menu is not showing across the top of the site. Help me, Jim Daniels. My guess is, this is just a guess now, my guess is that you installed WordPress and played with the brand new theme, 2022 or whatever it's called. Don't do that. The full screen editor is not there yet, and it will only confuse you more than you want it to be. If that's not the problem, give us a question here in chat and let us know. But I'll also try to catch you through the Meetup conversation channels and ask you to kind of clarify your question a little more. But more than likely, that's my guess is the problem. But if it's your main menu is not shown across the top of the site and you've got a main menu, the other option is, if you're working in a theme, Hang on a second. We'll do this one real quick again. It's just faster to show.
Yeah, if you switch themes, you want to make sure even though the menu is created, it's not going to be auto-mapped to a menu location.
Right.
And that theme, if the theme doesn't share menu location names.
Right. You got menus. You want to make sure that the actual manage locations is where you point it to your actual menu. So this is the WordPress before full screen editing. So this should work if you're not on 2022 theme. Your primary menu, or the one that's across the top of your screen, typically needs to actually point at the menu. And if you've only got one, then it should use that one automatically. But if it doesn't, that's where you go. Okay? And you can edit the pages and stuff on it here. And as Travis said, make sure that when you're creating pages that they don't automatically add, or here it is, like automatically add new top level menu pages to this menu. So.
And unless you're doing a very simplistic site, maybe you don't use 2022 right now.
Definitely
so
do.
Site editing stuff has a beta label on it for a reason.
Yeah, it's still definitely, to me, it is still very much definitely in beta. It is not there yet. So, okay. We've got a question coming in from Facebook. Have you seen this extra class in block containers in a recent WordPress update? Have you played with removing it? Div class, WordPress container, blah, blah, blah. WP block group has light, gray background, color has background. Can be removed with remove filter, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. If it can be removed, maybe don't. Sorry. That's an area I do not go into. Block group has light gray background, color has background. Is that
I'm
the
trying
naming?
to parse through like what that WP render layout support flag function does.
Yeah.
So it looks like it adds that wrapper container that adds all of the both adds like that container class is just a
layout
container
support. You think
class.
that's what it's doing? Is it's actually turning
Yeah.
on and off the render layer support or layout support?
Which you can do for specific blocks.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea on that one.
With that first class on it being the container with the container's unique ID.
Right. Yes, I can see that. Okay.
For that element.
I just went through doing a whole bunch of CSS edits in a Divi build for that was someone's, and in almost every case it didn't have anything to do with any of this code. You had to find a different it was like the div above it,
Was the one where it was targeting? Yeah.
Focus on that one. Yeah.
Because
We would have to see the code, really.
Because what that PHP function does, and part of why like that container ID is in the class, is because right after it like wraps the content in that div element, it also injects a style block with custom styles just for that element.
Yeah.
Which is
weird.
Not great.
No, not good at all.
Not great.
No. Yeah, I typically, when I've been doing anything in the block editor, I try very hard not to do localized styling if I can help it. I try to look at where my blocks are most consistent and either add a custom class name to your block using the advanced, what is it? Is it advanced tab? I think it is. Hang on a second. I'll pop in there again. Sometimes it's easier to share. Let me see. Share screen. I need to stop dropping them out of the thingy. There we go. Not that one. Darn it. There it is. Okay, dashboard. Okay. So if you're in like, we'll just go in one of the posts. Hang on. Posts. That's a block editor. That's fine.
Oh wow,
Edit.
that's. Oof.
What?
I'm
Are you looking at the filter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reading the filter again, and every time like it goes to render that block, it's generating a unique ID every time. So it's not even like that unique ID is like.
Oh my God!
assigned
So
to
targeting
block.
that
is impossible because every page load it's unique.
Okay, yeah, this is one of those kind of things where if you're going to try to do styling that is not handled deliberately by the standard block styles for that particular block, I would always just do this. Add a CSS class and advanced and do the styling in your custom CSS box instead. Because you can target these. You know what I mean? And it's really hard to target things that are going to constantly change.
Which also, you could use this render block filter to dynamically inject that CSS class, like as a wrapper around your
That's
block
true.
on the back end
That's
without
true.
having to do this.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
I feel like that kind of approach is a little more safe. Like, that's the one thing that's not great with Gutenberg. It's like you can set all these typography styles in a block on multiple posts.
Yeah,
but, like,
and
if
that's...
if your site styling changes, then you have to go and manually update.
Yeah, their comment was here, I strive for light HTML and now WP adds this. Yeah, that's why... yeah. If you have the ability to do it, try to use as little of their styles as possible. And try to stick to theme level styling and do it at the custom CSS level, because then that kind of crap won't happen to you. You know what I mean? Because that's exactly what that is doing. If it's having to add custom CSS and throwing it into the footer like that, then that's completely breaking the idea of lean. And you really want to keep your styles in at the theme level, unless it needs to be page level.
And as I say this as someone who is, thankfully, because of the kind of products we work on, I do not touch Gutenberg at all. So this is just me coming high here. You could use like similar functionality here, where like maybe when you save a post or a page, you go through and like have WordPress like parse out the blocks and like loop through what it parses out and extract what those styles would be.
Oh, jeez, dude, that's too much work.
And write that out a style sheet somewhere. Yeah. Again, this is just coming like...
Yeah, that's too much work.
It's not a vetted idea.
Yeah, to me, the whole goal of the block thingy was supposed to make it easier. And so my thought would be is that only use the standard block style settings that are built into the block. And if you need to override those styles, add a custom CSS at the advanced tab, in the advanced settings tab, because that's not going to push anything to the bottom. That's only going to put that class in that container, and then basically do your CSS and custom CSS or in your theme-based style sheet, because otherwise that's a mess. I can't. Divi does that, and I hate that.
Yeah.
And Elementor does that. It's just they all push so much CSS in at the level, like, oh, I'm going to squish some CSS here, and then I'm going to push some CSS here. And it's like, why are you doing this? Why?
But you can sit there and figure out which is the determining class. And it, of course, it isn't global, so each one is,
Yeah, but if that, and like Travis just said, that number can be reconfigured every time you save. Yeah. So you never want to target that one.
The button block is centered. This WP container class is added.
What are you using like a block that isn't a WordPress block?
So that is only added if the block type supports layouts and has a layout defined. If it does not have a layout defined, it bounces out. Or if it's using the default layout.
So it adds the rendering if it doesn't support layout support?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess that's the question then. Are these WordPress supported blocks, or are these like secondary add-on, or?
I mean, alternatively, what you could do is add a custom render block filter that detects what kind of block it is, and if it's like on a white list of blocks, like say like the button block that you don't want to have the layout stuff applied to, just return the block content, and then otherwise run that WP render layout support block filter.
Yeah, Ben, I don't want to share that on the screen, so I'm trying to copy that, and that's kind of hard to do. R4, can you load that one up? Can you grab that? Because I'm trying to grab it without showing it, and if I click it, it's going to show it.
I can see what he's...
Are you're on Facebook, aren't you, Elaine?
I mean, I loaded the URL that he provided.
Okay, can you want to share it?
Point Productions. Me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, share your screen.
Sarge, do you know which specific block is the issue?
Yeah.
I'm in Firefox though. It says use
Okay.
Chrome.
Oh, I see what you mean. That's okay. Hang on a second. I'll just fire up Facebook Live real fast. I'm going to mute myself for a minute.
Schedule my session. Button block is centered, but
Okay, I'm unmuted now. Give me just a second. I've got it loaded. Point Productions. Well, that's the site, but you're not. That's not. That's just your front end, dude. That's really not going to help you much. Because we need to see what the actual block
I see the
looks
element
like.
that is being referred to, but it doesn't look out of place.
Yeah. I didn't catch the fella's name. Was his name Ben?
Is it these drop shadows? Is that what the styling of the block is? These drop shadows on the photos?
Jim, can you drop the link for the StreamYard and maybe you can join us? Explain it a little better. You're still muted, by the way.
Sorry, I was trying to make sure that we weren't that my audio from Facebook Live wasn't going to actually pop in there again. Give me just a second. His name is Dave, so I just sent him a link to the thing. We'll go ahead and move on to the next question real quick until Dave drops in, because it's going to take him a little bit to configure, I'm sure. Let's see. So our next question was... Oh, that's going to be a fun one. Our next two questions are actually from Ricardo. I didn't know if Ricardo was in there or not, so Dave's not in yet. So let's go ahead and... All right. Here's one of the next questions. Some basic guidance in terms of customizations, how to change the order of posts are displayed, forms are shown, etc. Working with BuddyBoss. Yeah. I know nothing about BuddyBoss, so what I'm going to recommend you do there is actually go to the Facebook group for it. They live in that world. And there is a fellow down in Miami, but I'm not sure. Is David still really familiar with BuddyBoss, or is he out of it?
That's bad at BuddyPress. I don't know what BuddyBoss is.
BuddyBoss is the new premium version of BuddyPress. No, BuddyBoss
right.
is the new fork of BuddyPress because BuddyPress wasn't getting enough updates. BuddyBoss kind of did an overhaul.
Oh, yeah. Then he would know everything about BuddyPress.
Yeah, that is so specific that you really, Ricardo, on that one, you really want to go to a Facebook group for BuddyBoss.
Not ours, though, but...
Not ours.
David
I mean, you can join in our Facebook group and ask. And if anybody is really good with it, they'll let you know. But that is such a specialized area.
What is there?
Yeah.
I'll look for
His
there.
other question, if time allows, which we can talk about, is I'd love to ask about email services, not MailChimp or Constant Contact. Well, to be honest, a lot of them are the same. It just all depends on the prices.
It also depends on what you're using it for.
Exactly. If you were just using it to manage mailing lists, I would look at Email Octopus, maybe, because it's free. Mad Mimi's free too, isn't it? I can't remember.
Yes. I mean, you could also use something like Newsletter Glue, which will let you do newsletters right on your site.
What, through WordPress? I'm sorry, you popped out for a moment, but yeah, okay. So yeah, that would be an option too. But that depends on how much. Does it handle all the mailing through WordPress though?
I think so. I can send
Can
out
you
through SendGrid.
offload it to SendGrid or one of
Yeah.
those though? Okay. Yeah, let me look up Newsletter Glue real quick. Hang on.
If you're doing e-commerce related stuff, I personally recommend Drip. It's more focused toward e-commerce,
Okay.
and you can do like a lot of advanced workflows and stuff. Especially if you pair it with something like WP Fusion, where you can like track events on your site, and then
Okay.
trigger like
So,
tags in
Drip.
Drip that then send off emails from that. Yeah, getdrip.com.
There you go. Or Go Drip or Get Drip.
Get Drip.
Okay. Oh, same site, I think. Maybe. Nope. Nope. Different. Okay. So yeah, getdrip.com for email and SMS marketing for growing e-commerce brands. One of the other ones was Mad Mimi. Oh, that's a Mad Mimi alternative. Sorry. Send Blue. That could have been naughty. Mad Mimi. Simply love your email. That's one of those that's more for Etsy users, I've noticed, and stuff like that.
I think they're a GoDaddy brand.
Are they now?
Yeah, they are. They have them. for a while.
Okay. All right. There's Email Octopus, which is a pretty good one. Except go away.
There's stuff about how the company culture's run where I maybe would not recommend MailChimp.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend MailChimp at the moment because they've completely changed a lot of their stuff. What's the one you said, Newsletter Glue?
Yes.
Okay, hang on. There it is.
Which you can build your newsletters using the block editor. Actually.
Yeah.
It's pretty
So
neat.
there you go. And I think, let me see if
What's
they
it
have-
called, Travis?
Newsletter Glue. It's on the screen at the
Oh,
moment.
neat.
It is not. We are seeing.
Oh, well, that was rude. I'm sorry. My bad. Well, Dave has come back to us, so hi, Dave. Can you show us, share your screen with us and show
Yes.
us your block editor? Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Excellent. Yes, I will. One, thank you for this much attention. I was,
Are you getting like an echo?
I am.
Okay,
I
look
need-
at
I
your
need
Chrome
someone off,
tabs
right,
or
right.
your whatever and turn off that tab or pause it or whatever you want to do.
Shit. Okay,
That's
I think I'm up and
It should look like a little speaker icon in the tab itself.
can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I turned
Can
the
you
other tab off entirely.
Okay, good. Then
Yeah,
you should
sorry
be hearing
about
us
that.
fine. No problem. That's what we do is we bring you on live. It's easier to get the conversation going. So yeah, if you can share that block editor where you're seeing that issue, that would be
Yeah, I
very helpful.
will. And thank you for so much attention. I wasn't sure what to expect. I figured I'd throw this question in there to see if you handled stuff like this.
Yeah,
So
this
let
is what we
me-
do.
You hit us on a good night. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, most of our nights
good.
are pretty good. We don't get terribly busy. We get we stay on for an hour typically, and you're in the last part of the hour, so you're fine.
Yeah, so I was listening in and figured I'd throw it out there. So let me share the screen.
Okay. Should be a little share screen button at the very bottom
Yeah, just
in your StreamYard.
I should.
Yeah, I see what you mean, Travis. I completely.
So you can see that now.
Yes, can now. There we go. Okay. All right. Are you in the block editor?
No, I am looking at.
Yeah, don't look at the inspect. Go into the editor. You want to actually see the block because I think that's kind of where you're running. You're coming
Well, we
at
might
it
need to
from
look
the.
at both.
We may need to look at both, but we want to kind of come at it to see where it's coming from.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm no longer getting in. Okay, you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to show you. This is what I'm concerned. But when this started recently, I shouldn't say concerned. It is my question about WordPress. It started in a recent update.
Okay.
This extra class is added
Right.
now.
Mhm.
Now it used to be like then down here in the footer, there's these extra styles.
Right.
It used to be that was just handled by the core block
Yeah.
CSS.
It should be.
Right, but it's not. And this is just using WordPress native click center of the block kind of a thing. And it just happened recently. So I just asked the question, you've seen this? It's not the worst of problems to have this in here. And I think they put it at the bottom to be page speed safe. Just curious if y'all have seen this before, and if you ever.
But
played with
is that
moving
button
it.
that you're using there, is that a standard core block?
Yes.
And that's a standard core setting?
When I sent it, I think I haven't done enough experimenting to know exactly when these get plugged in. Because if you
Okay.
look at other blocks, they're not.
It's only that button block?
Yeah, that is. But I've added some extra styles again. I
Yeah,
haven't gone through this.
the container ID is going to be on every one of them because it has to. It has to identify your block pieces, by what container it's sitting in.
Why does that do that now and not in 5.8?
They're getting ready for full screen editing.
Yeah, so it's all related to that. That's what I gather.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So
the
they have.
container ID class has been in there since 5.8.
Yeah, I thought so. It's been in there a while.
That's
This?
what I just saw. Yeah.
Oh, then it might have been that. Might have been the update. It
But
probably
there
just
is a
started with
new-
the full page layout editor support.
Okay, that would make
Um,
sense.
I just strive for like lightweight without this and without this extra class or styling.
What theme are you using?
What's that?
What theme are you using?
My own custom theme.
Okay,
It's
got
lightweight
it.
and hands off a lot.
Okay, so
So I'm
it's
very certain that this is from WordPress, not from my theme plugin.
Oh, it definitely is. No question.
Well, that is
Anyway,
kinda
that was
lame.
my question. See if you played with that and see if this group even handled questions like that.
Yeah, but so this is that's just the standard settings inside that block itself for the button.
I used the click. Again, I haven't gone through and
Okay, that's what
tested
I'm wondering
when
is
I did
can
this,
we?
when I did this, how it added it and when it added it.
Well, it's
It all
only
seemed to be
doing it's
recent.
adding a margin right, it's adding float right, and a margin left. So let's go into that container if you can, and let's look at it.
Here?
Yeah, the button itself on the editor, full screen editor.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, go into the block editor and
I
actually
need
click
to
that
change
block.
what I'm sharing.
Yeah, you
I'm
might not
sharing a
need to.
specific window and it's not logged in, and I need to switch sharing the other window.
Okay, gotcha.
Not to derail things, but I cannot believe that WordPress is using float styles in 2022.
Where are they using it?
In
You
that,
just saw
layout
it?
element.
I can't even
Yeah.
see.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
can't
sure
believe they're
anybody-
using float styles either. That's really bizarre.
Let me. I have added some custom styling to that.
Yeah, I
But
would
it-
if you're going to be doing custom styling though. I would always do it through the advanced custom class in the block. Oh, hello there.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I always love that little infinity view. So let me get your. Can you zoom in your screen just a little bit? Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, yeah, go down to your button, click your block. That's not.
Yeah, so I've added some coloring. I don't think the center. I didn't do
Which
anything
is
with
not
centering.
bad.
I just used justification, center,
Yeah.
and it adds the justify items in the style.
Wait a minute, that's a two stacker button. Is this generate blocks or is this
I didn't understand the question.
is this click on
You're
your
using a
little
full block there.
click on your little outline view. It's the one right beside the one that says I at the top. It looks like the three Stackies hamburger menu. Yeah, there you go. Column, heading, buttons. That's a button group. When did they add button groups?
When did what?
Yeah,
When did
it's
they
always
add-
been like that for a while, Jim.
When did they add button groups to core? No, seriously, I didn't
I
realize
think
they'd
they
done
did
button
switch
groups.
from individual buttons to calling it a button group at some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my guess is when that particular styling came out is at that point. Because I can't imagine that's what they're doing, is they're having to add it.
You know what? I could change themes of when I have a nothing theme, literally a nothing theme here. Pacesetter Media Minimal. If you want to see it that way, we'll see.
No,
what the
no,
theme is.
you don't want to. You don't have to do that. It's fine. I'm more concerned. I'm not worried about your theme. I'm worried more about how the block editor is actually handling those particular objects.
I mean,
'Cause that
alternatively,
seems-
you could clone this site locally and roll back WordPress versions.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, until it went away.
Yeah, it is. It's not that big of a thing. The site works well enough. It adds a little extra code. It's working. You know.
Yeah, but that seems like a really inefficient way to handle that, considering that's just part of the that's part of the block of that container. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there it is.
There's nothing
With the
special
nothing
about
theme,
that.
Absolutely no styles added.
Yeah, those are two buttons within a container for buttons, or it's a button within a container for a button. So there doesn't make any sense to add the styles for that at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, that's.
I would honestly rip the advanced WordPress group apart on that one, or like take that to like WordPress core and say, "What are you doing here, guys?"
Yeah, there must be some. I gather there's some
Yeah,
reason.
there is
for
some
it.
place to yell about that stuff, but I don't know where that
somebody-
place is.
Like, depending on their response, you could always fork that function that they're using for that filter and remove the parts you don't want used. And just have that be.
But
I
it seems
get
like
that.
that's gonna, if it's gonna do that on every container, though. I mean, like that would be, to me, that seems really odd to push your layout for a block out of the standard style places for those kind of things. You know, because that's the whole point of the blocks, isn't it? Is to keep it lean.
Well, Dave, go back to the other page where you were showing us the where you could focus on the button and we would see the options for the button. What do you call that page? The actual
The block editor.
yeah.
The visual editor, the block editor. Yeah, what's called. Yeah.
So select the button. Now go to the, where does it say more options? And then it shows it on the right. So these are all your options you chose on the right.
Yeah, and those are the standard options, right? There's nothing new there.
What did you pick? Did you pick anything weird?
This is now using the regular. Yeah, this is now using the nothing theme. So this is almost all from WordPress. Whatever.
Actually, hold on. Here's the way we can check this out. Click the three dots button up in the top right next to the gear. Switch to code view, code editor,
Ah, good point.
and let's scroll down and find that's schedule block. I think it's a little after this, right?
Oh, there's your buttons right there.
Yeah, there's the button.
Yeah, because all of that should be defined in that section. It's a flex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and
I
I
thought
would
that was flex layout.
The centering code would be in that class,
Yeah.
not in some extra class that's added.
That doesn't make any sense. Why it's
Right.
pulling it out of there. I
Well,
have no
thank you.
idea. I would
Thanks for
say take
validating
this.
some of my thoughts too on this.
Yeah. That's really odd because you're right. All of that should be handled in this section of the code. It's supposed to be handled inside there.
Block CSS.
That's-
There is a block
yeah.
CSS file somewhere
Yes.
that I can handle all of this.
Yes.
That
Exactly.
handles it, right?
Yeah, because I knew they were flex. They shouldn't be floating. That didn't make any sense.
Oh yeah, I can't. If I go to look at you, I was keep switching to look at you all.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah.
But
no
if I do
problem.
that, I'm gonna stop sharing then.
Okay. We're just on a separate tab. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But
thank
yeah,
you.
you should be able to open that up with. I mean, it'll probably be a nightmare, but one of the WordPress.org forums or make.
Up in their Slack.
Oh yeah, that's right. WordPress Slack. If you've ever been on WordPress.com Slack or
Yep.
WordPress.org Slack rather, that's a pretty good place to
This
ask
is
that
probably
question.
the first time in a long time I went anywhere and talked code with
Well, you obviously know what you're
One.
talking about, so that's actually
at
That
least
I
a
would.
little. And then
Yeah.
of course there's too much to truly know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I get you.
The bigger
Yeah.
problem is it's moving too fast to keep
Yeah,
track of like what's
right.
happening.
Yeah, that's the problem, and they constantly shift their focus from what they thought was working to the new thing, and then they're not focusing on the thing that may not be fixed yet. So, like, they still haven't fixed media gallery or taxonomies, and they're just rolling on ahead. So, go figure. Gotta love it. Well, I realized, too, that we didn't finish answering Ricardo's questions on the MailChimp stuff, but that was my fault for not actually putting those actually in the banner. So I'm going to type those up really fast on a banner. And that was newsletter glue. And what was the other one? Drip.com?
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Primarily if you're doing e-commerce, Drip's a great solution.
For Ricardo, if you happen to be listening to this again, these are the two websites that I didn't actually show you the links for, but that's what you want to look at as options that are free or ish. Newsletter Glue's free, but it has a pricing update if you want to use it, and that was one that works through WordPress for MailChimp management. There are a lot of options though out there. Just you gotta take your pick. So, Dave, did you have any other questions?
No, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for
Let's
coming
talk
in.
some,
Look at him being all like, podcaster with his big, gorgeous mic and everything and ready to go.
Yeah, right. I happen to
Even
have
had his
both.
lower third going. Wow. I said you even have your lower third going.
Yeah, OBS.
Nice. So,
Thank you.
yeah, no problem, man. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think that's all of our questions for the evening.
Wait a
I did
minute.
not-
I don't know about that.
I don't see any more in here. There was all Dave's. I think we definitely handled his. And we finished Ricardo's.
Renew my account, whatever that was.
Someone had come into the meetup. We're not going to name any names, and you asked a question to renew my account. We have no idea what that means. So if you happen to be watching this and you see renew my account listed at the bottom of this, realize that we don't know what you're talking about there. We don't have anything to do with accounting. So, Anthony, the next meeting is on. Hang on a second. Let me go back.
April, would you say 5th?
Hang on. I'm just going to reload the keynote. Give me just a second. It's faster when it comes down to it. I say it's faster. Yes. April 5th is the next meetup, and then May 3rd after that. Okay? So, yes, the next Ask Us Anything meetup is April 5th. Okay? The first Tuesday of the month. All right. I think we are done, unless we're going to get some more calls. We have 3 minutes to 7:30. We try to keep this meetup like right under an hour if we can, so that nobody is having to watch too many things.
Well, I have a couple questions.
There is. Wait a minute.
Yes,
Hang
we
on
have
a
all this
second.
time.
Here's one good question. What will determine if you guys do more meetings in a more frequent manner? Well, we're doing live stream, so to be honest, it really comes down to the number of questions asked. We do the live stream just once a month right now. Honestly, I can't handle much more than that myself. So we try not to because everybody is getting Zoom fatigue right now. And with everybody working from home or working remote in some instance, doing this more than once a month would kill me. Yeah. I don't mind it once a month, but more than that, and I'm going to lose it. If we ever get back to meeting in person, that might be another story. But honestly, I think we've already lost our local place to meet up in St. Petersburg. And right now, Travis is in Newport Richey, Elaine's in Tampa, and I'm in Lakeland. And Jen is the only one of us, I think, that is still in St. Pete at the moment. So, now, that being said, Anthony, we do have other options. If you're on Twitter, and you look at Twitter Spaces, WP Talks is out there. They tend to do a much more formal meetup style where basically they pick a subject matter and they discuss it for an hour. But they're doing them weekly, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And that's Dave Shootsmith. He's the lead organizer of Newport Richey meetup group. He was posting them on his meetup group, but then he stopped. So I'm gonna put ear back in his bug, or a bug back in his ear, and ask him if he could keep putting those up there, and we'll sync them up to the calendar so that everybody sees them, because he's going to get more people looking at them, the more people that see them. And if they're showing up in the WordPress dashboard, more people are going to see them. And that's what they should be doing. So anyway, that's going to be my recommendation. There are other informal groups that are meeting Meetup-wise live stream. It really depends on what you're looking for. Like these, the Ask Us Anythings, we're doing them monthly. At least you know when they are, and there you go.
And WordPress Miami is doing the monthly also for longer. They have a longer sessions, I think.
Yeah, and they also meet later. They meet later.
Yeah, they meet later. Yeah. And I don't know what day of the month they meet. But
are they doing
once a month.
open forum, or are they mostly...
They mostly have, I think they have speakers and things like
They have speakers. Yeah, I don't think they do as open forum as... I mean, we're very open forum, so we're very free form. So, Elaine, you said you had some questions.
Yes. So I created an API so that I could, for a client, I mean, you know, I went through the steps to get an API and able to wire in Google reviews to a website.
Okay.
And then part of it was like, make sure, something about the API restrictions, make sure you review your API restrictions and blah, blah, HTTP restrictions. And I don't know if they meant if it's a production site or if it's a live site, but I would just appreciate hearing someone tell me, oh my God, you've got to add API restrictions or not, or you know, what you guys have to say about that.
Well, if you're talking like, are you talking like you went through Google APIs piece and created something
Yes.
through Google? Okay. So it depends on what the thing is doing. If it's going to be posting to your website, stuff like that, you know,
Like it's wiring in the Google reviews from Google My Business.
Okay, got it. So it's basically it's a plugin that's pulling it in, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So honestly, you just have to set it for whatever that plugin requires you to set it at. That you have no choice. If you want that plugin to show those reviews, you have to set the plugin.
Well, it says go get an API and go through all that with Google. Don't even ask us. Just go get that API.
But they have requirements.
The API has all these, you know, how Google has lots. You could go dive deep, and it does say
you don't want to dive
restrictions.
deep, but you do have to. I mean, the restriction, your main restriction is that it needs to be a DNS-based restriction, that it's the same website. The only website making the call is going to be the website that's hosting the reviews. So you have to put that restriction in so that the only one reaching and looking at that API is...
Does that mean HTTPS as well as www?
It should be. It's whatever your website domain is. It's only what your website domain is. It's whatever's in your site URL. On, you know, WordPress admin, general, settings general, site URL. That's what needs to be in that particular field. And that's the only thing that needs to be in that particular field. You don't want any other websites looking at it, anything like that. That would be the only restriction, I would say.
Okay.
But that should be the only website accessing that API. That's what I mean. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, if I have a website with a bunch of services, what's best practices? A drop-down menu with all these services, a landing page that lists them with buttons?
Yeah, I would A/B it. Yeah, I would A/B test that one. That's really the only way to know. Like, I prefer a menu myself, but I also, depending on the number of services, I don't mind seeing like a top level for the ones that are categorized properly, and then you go into that and get another page of services that breaks that down. You know, like if I was doing web design and graphic design and photography, those are my three primary services or SEO as my three primary services. I would have an SEO services page that would break down all the things I can do for you SEO wise. I would have a web design page that would break down all the things I would do for you web design wise. And then I would have a graphic design page that would do all the things that I would do for you, like logo design, that kind of stuff, mockups, print, etc. But that on a menu would get overwhelming.
So you would have a landing page, right?
I would have three buttons on my landing page. Treat them like
Right.
funnels. That's when you treat
Right.
them like funnels. You would still put it in the menu, but to make it more accessible, you put your primary items on the landing page within funnels. Kind of like we do with the communication channels. We have them in the upper menu bar. We have them in the bottom menu bar, but we also have them listed in the very first introductory paragraph on the welcome page for WordPress Tampa Bay, so that people can just see them right there. Now, granted, ideally I should do those as buttons, but I'm not that creative right now and not wanting to do it, so I just put them in a paragraph.
On
Makes
the
sense.
For Gravity site, we had plugins in the main menu as just a page that links out to a
Yeah.
plugins landing page that has the plugins listed. We did an A/B test switching that link to a dropdown that had the products, and the dropdown performed way better. That's now the permanent option, actually.
It did perform better? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because some people are on a
They
mouse.
just want to see it on a.
Well, they're on a phone sometimes, and getting past the hero screens takes time.
It'll be interesting to see if it makes any change on conversions. We're in the midst of doing a bit of a refresh on the site. We're going to
Okay.
change that drop down instead of it just being plain links, kind of like what Stripe does, where like the drop down is fancy, where it has like an icon next to each link and like a little description.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The mega menus. Yeah, the mega menu concept, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that? I would check to see how that looks on a phone or a tablet.
Well,
How
how many
overwhelming it
how
is.
many drop downs are we talking on yours, Travis?
He's only got 3
Just-
products.
It's just good.
Three.
Fourth
Four products.
Soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
And
well,
the
I'm talking about like 10 or 12.
Yeah, that's still. I mean, you're still looking at like okay. As an example, like the documentation site for Gravity Forms, it has everything is based on category taxonomies. You click on the one, and then it loads another version of that with a deeper menu. You click on that, and it loads a deeper menu. That to me is annoying. I would rather have a tighter search and a top level content breakdown, for the main categories. Like right now, I mean, I don't mind the top level documentation menu, but I find like add-ons is overwhelming.
Yes.
I don't like that add-ons. If you click on add-ons, it's just overwhelming.
Yes.
There's so many.
Yes.
It really is overwhelming, and it's not very fun to search it. And like especially when you get into stuff like Stripe has 20 subpages, 25 subpages, and now we've broken it into 3 categories under that, and each one of those has subpages, and it's like, oh dear God, this is a mess. So yeah.
Can you do a drop down menu with all the services, and at the top it says all services? You click on that,
Yes,
and you go to a
of
landing.
course.
Okay.
Yeah, of course you can.
All right, that would make that.
And that's what we're going to do is
Yeah.
something similar. Like it's going to be like kind of 2 columns with the icons, the product name, little description under, and then at the bottom a link out that goes view all.
Yeah, like Elaine, like we did for
and at
events.
the bottom, what? Wait, Travis. At the bottom,
At
what?
the bottom in that drop down, it'll be like at the bottom it'll be like full column or full width instead of in one of the columns, and it'll say view all products, and you'll click that, and that will
Okay.
go to the view all
Yeah.
page.
So you put that at the end. Okay, interesting.
No, I would put it at the
Interesting.
top. I put it at the top. I've got, like for our events, I've got video archive at the top, and then I've got one for each year. But if you click on events, you go straight to the event calendar. But a lot of people
We
don't
can
know
just
that
A/B
one.
test the placement.
Yeah. A lot of people still don't get it that you can actually click on the button itself that is that holds the drop down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the kind of stuff you want to A/B test.
Okay. Thank you.
If that's possible.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
No, that was
Okay.
it for.
All right, cool. All right, we are at 7:39, so we're gonna wrap for the night. As always, like and subscribe to us on YouTube. That's those two little buttons down at the bottom. I noticed, by the way, that my Grow Beyond Post and Pages video that I did, the last one I did at WordPress Tampa at their meetup group, the one that I put on their YouTube channel, was at 20,000 views. So
Wow.
almost 20,000 views. And like, I was like, dang, that's pretty nice. But unfortunately, I mean, I wonder isn't that when you get the little panel or the plaque at a certain number of views, or is that
I don't know.
1 million subscribers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. It's based on subscribers, not views. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, I haven't checked to see how many subscribers the Pods framework has, but yeah, I want that plaque if it gets there. But anyway, like and subscribe to us on YouTube. That helps our metrics and stuff like that. Makes us pop up there, etc. Make sure you visit our website at wptampabay.org. You can find links to all of our past things, our upcoming things, and all manner of good things. And we will see you next month, April 5th. Thank you, Elaine and Travis, for joining tonight. Thank you, Elaine, for coming on time. I'm going to ding you, Travis. You did show, though. I appreciate you showing. That
There was
was
traffic
important.
getting here.
Okay. It's
All
that
the way
traffic.
to
So
get down
hard.
St. Pete.
I don't know. That kitty cat was like walking. It was like walking in front of you, right? She wouldn't get out of the way.
Some days.
Some days the cats
Some
do that to
days.
you, so I get that. I totally get that. I'd take you to the thingy so I could do the end cap. All right, guys. We will see everyone next month. Have a wonderful, wonderful month. Thank you for watching a recorded session from WordPress St. Petersburg Meetup. We meet once a month on the first Tuesday of the month, live streaming online through our YouTube channel and Facebook group. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified when new videos are added. Find out more about WordPress St. Petersburg at our website at wptampabay.org.